Well, I've started writing a book. I've realized this is too much information to share in these little pieces, and people would like to be able to reference this because these videos could disappear at any time. But I'm calling it A Veil is Lifted. And it starts off saying, since you're reading this book, I need to first tell you that you did not choose this book. Rather, this book was sent to you from a higher intelligence. And I don't have to remind you that every word in this book is truth, because you have to be on the correct frequency, or a higher power is going to use this book to bring you up to the right frequency. I have shared most of this information in this book with several people. Most of them couldn't understand what I was telling them at all, and others just dismissed it like it was information they didn't want to know. But a few people, mostly strangers, had the proper frequency to absorb this knowledge, and those people still talk with me on a regular basis. When I started my journey, I had questions and no one to ask. And when I dug deep, I found references to some of these things, but it was all so vague. Because the people who talked about it used it like background filler, almost like sliding it in as filler because they knew people would react in an unpleasant way or just dismiss everything they said altogether. But I'm not looking for those people. I'm looking for the people who have questions and can't find any answers. So much has been hidden from us, all of us, and I'm here to bring those secrets into the light. Because no matter what anyone believes, we are changing, and time for us to choose sides is running out. This book will bring you peace and help you in your spiritual journey, and give you the tools to keep negative energies off of you and your family. Any of the facts in this book you'll find easily acceptable, because this book found you, and your frequency is in tune to know the truth when you hear it. God bless you. There are secrets about you that others have to know about because they're real and they are the truth, but they have been very carefully covered up and hidden from each and every one of us. First, the government and the really rich. They have to know these secrets. The FBI definitely knows these secrets. The secrets of the human spirit. I know this to be true because you can find studies online conducted by the FBI that disclose certain elements of the human spirit without calling it that. There's a case study on time travel and the holographic reality that shed so much light on the truth, but they word it so people who did find it would dismiss it as nonsense. A careful tactic of hiding something right under your nose, but also giving them room to say they have hidden nothing. This case study can be found online and is worth every second of your time to listen to. This case study has references to the human power centers known as chakras, which are your connection to higher intelligences and God Himself. And for some reason, it has been very carefully hidden from us. And things have been introduced into our society that block and or throw these power centers off balance. But with practice, you can reconnect to what most people are calling the unity field. Some of the things that have been used to block us from our connections are fluoride, which is outlawed in every other country except the United States, and they tell us it's good for us. Margarine, a substitute for butter. But why? Margarine was created to fatten up turkeys before Thanksgiving one year, and instead of fattening them up, it killed them all. So what does our government do? They package it and sell it to the people. I do not have proof of this one, but I strongly believe that the immunization shots that they make us give our children, have things in them that we're not told about. And I'm sure the effects are spiritual more than physical. Now here's the biggest one. The one that not only blocks your positive spirits, but gives negative spirits access directly to you. The lithium-ion batteries that are found in all cell phones, tablets, and laptops. These batteries, even when they're not installed, create an electromagnetic field that is poison to your spirit. And when you have it on your person, it's like having an open door to your spirit that you can't feel or see. The spirits are of an electric charge. Even the ghost hunters on TV use an EMF detector to locate ghosts, EMF being electromagnetic field. If you have some rare earth magnets, very strong ones, you can feel these spirits. And like the Bible talks about the devil tempting you, they can access the electrical pulses in your brain. And in 2020, or maybe a little before, something happened that altered our reality. There's something called the Mandela effect, and it's presented to us like people remember things differently. But that's not the case. Things are different. They're different than they used to be. And now the scientists are confirming parallel realities. I don't know about you, but I plan on getting off this reality and back where I belong, or even better, to a higher reality. I believe I have the keys to do it, and I'm going to write them in this book before I use them. Because if I try them first, I will jump to a reality where these things are not so important, and the people who need this information will not have it. I could easily make this book with 1,000 pages, but I want to keep it short so more people will read it. Our attention spans have been shortened by these 2-minute videos we watch in constant entertainment. So I'm going to try to keep this all short and straightforward as possible. The first secret of the Spirit that's been hidden from us is that we are all beings of light. If you research this fact, you will find it to be true. But we are blind to it, just as we are blind to everything spiritual. Genesis 3:5. Satan says to Eve, "For God doth know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." The devil was lying. Our eyes got closed when they took of the forbidden fruit. Because that's what he does. He lies. He's the father of all lies. But there are things that, if you know how to look for them, will reveal themselves, because they are in fact really there. Here's one exercise that I learned completely on accident. You have to sit down outside and look at the trees or whatever might be in your direct line of sight. And you have to picture everything as if it was flat, like a painting or a picture on a screen. Okay, once you get that flat vision, that 2D vision, you got to think about all the electric static that's in the air, in the airwaves, all the phone radio waves from cable TV satellites, everything radio controlled, everything. The radio. We as humans have put that in the air. But if you think about that, after you focus on this for a minute, everything will turn black and white, and the sound in your ears will tune into the static electricity that's in the air. And everything sounds like a ching, 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 ching. It's like black, white, black, white, black, white. It's easier to explain this on a video than in the book, but once you hear that sound and everything turns black and white and you see that, you can actually see the spirits in it. And so many truths will be revealed, and you'll understand how there is another world intertwined with our world that's very real but completely out of our range of vision. And there are things that are very much alive and intelligent in that realm. You're probably already at least partially aware of this, being that you're reading this. If not, then prepare yourself. This book found you for a reason. Spiritual attacks are very real, and I'm here to tell you that spiritual attacks are the reason for every sickness, every disease, every cavity in your teeth, every failed attempt is all caused by spirits. The negative spirits feed on negative emotions, and people tend to punish themselves for failed relationships, business ventures, or anything they feel they were not smart enough, fast enough, good enough, etc. And some people punish themselves repeatedly. Some never recover. These failures were not because of you. A trap was set, possibly before you even attempted to achieve whatever goal it was. And now it's up to you to forgive yourself and stop punishing yourself. Because as long as you feed these negative emotions, they will never leave. And they are intelligent. The second thing that's been kept secret from us is that we have a personal vibration. And this vibration has certain signatures in it that create your reality. Now, if you're aware of this, you can change these signatures. And you do that by accessing your subconscious mind. Whether you know it or not, your subconscious mind is accessed by outside influences constantly. By commercials, music. There are certain phone calls about the owner of this automobile. They're worthless phone calls, but everyone gets them. And I'm sure that all they are is a hidden message to your subconscious mind. There are pathways to your subconscious mind, that your conscious mind does not even perceive. A white flash on your smartphone or a sound you didn't hear playing in the background of a song or a commercial. These things can alter the signatures in your vibration. And if you don't control your subconscious mind, someone or something will control it for you. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is part of the same story that's been shared in many different ways by many different people, but it was always in some kind of code or dressed up as something else. Jesus spoke in parables. Walt Disney told children's stories, but the story was and is the same: believe. And the methods to reach this goal and the exercises for people to use to reach enlightenment have been erased, and what is still there is hidden in code. For some reason, the knowledge is secret or forbidden. The ancient Egyptians and the Native Americans knew these secrets, and I'm sure that Jesus taught his disciples, if not everyone, these secrets. But they've been removed. In the Bible, you find references to some of these things, but nothing that is straightforward. Jesus healed people miraculously because he knew the secret knowledge and how to access his subconscious mind to make the reality become what he believed it to be. And he also casted out devils every day, everywhere he went. Society's taught us that anyone who believes in spirits needs to be medicated or they're hallucinating, but those people are not all crazy. They've just seen into reality that they don't want us to know about, because this is all intelligent design. The cell phones are the idols of our day, and we are under spiritual attack. If you know it or not, your cell phone has more control of you than you have of it. Just think of life without your cell phone. It's almost unimaginable. And they've made pornography so prominent, almost like it's a normal thing for people to watch pornography. But I'm telling you, looking lustfully at people having sex blocks your angels. Every phone I have had for the past 5 years has had its own mind. It's like it just wants to keep me touching it. It sends me around in circles, and when I tell people, they all think I do something to cause these issues. But every phone I touch gets the same apps and settings. It's like I've been quarantined to only reach out to a restricted group of people. I'm sure that I'm not the only person who has noticed this, and it seems that narcissists are everywhere, but that's a whole different story. The last secret I have for you is that you are powerful, very powerful. That is why all these things have been kept secret. But it is so important that they be revealed now. There is a war here and in heaven, and our souls are the spoils. Mine will not be lost. 1 Peter 2:9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. When I realized what was going on, it was truly the most terrifying experience I have ever felt. So I've never felt so alone. It was like I was trapped in a scary movie, and the more I learned, the scarier it got, especially with no one to talk to about any of it. There were times I felt trapped, alone, afraid, and powerless to control any of it. But after prayer and a few words from a child, I knew I wasn't losing, and I was more powerful than a whole gang of these negative energies. The most important things, if you find yourself in a spiritual battle, is do not be afraid. They feed on fear and all negative emotions. You can literally think them out of existence. They have always been here, but it's like they just got the green light to go all in. It is intelligent design. These things are what caused COVID-19, and they used it to isolate and put fear into everyone on earth. I refused to believe it was real, and I only wore a mask if I had to. What really shocked me was how many churches closed, and some will never reopen. And when I heard that California banned singing in church, I knew that it was spiritual. We should have had more church. To me, wearing a mask shows you have more faith in evil than you do in God. I know that my God is more powerful than any sickness, and it's like no one even noticed that the homeless people who didn't wear masks and all gathered together didn't get sick. None of them are gone. I still see all the same faces holding signs for $1 or a meal, but everyone else is required to wear a mask. That is so unhealthy. And even the box the masks come in says right on it, they do not protect against COVID-19, so what's the real purpose? Restricting oxygen to the brain actually changes the brain. It doesn't function as properly as it should, and it is physically changed from long-term suffocation. Intelligent design. Do not take the vaccine. It's all a lie. And I promise you the chip in the hand or forehead is coming very soon. I myself do not plan on being here. And that's what I've got so far. I mean, I have more, but this is what I'm writing to try to get published. Um, I'll have more tomorrow, and I'll read that to you too. I'm going to move on to your personal power and how to gain it and control it and use it to protect yourself. Don't be afraid. Make yourself be happy. You know, never let these things get the best of you. You are the most powerful thing on the planet. All of us are. That's why they're feeding on us. It takes at least 7 of them to take over a small child. I don't know about an adult, maybe 7. I mean, maybe that's their magic number. I don't know. But I do know that we can beat them alone. You can beat them. In a group of 2, 3, or more, you're even more powerful. Learn to meditate. Meditation is a game changer. Thank you. I love you. And I hope this sheds some light on your situations. And please share this video and comments. I'd love some feedback. Thank you.